Alright, should be good to go now. There we go. Got chat back. Alright. Refresh this right quick. That we do. We are back. Excuse me. Alright, so on a better note from last night, I was up pretty late testing the LEDs for the tool head, and they were pretty much completely dead. So I ended up snipping off some RGB cables that I had. I just snipped off 3 individual LEDs, desoldered the ones on the little button heads, resoldered the new ones back on, and she fired up and worked. So I'll give you guys a quick little view of that right quick. Looks pretty good. After all that trouble, I realized I actually had something a heck of a lot easier to test with. I wish I would have realized that at the time, but hindsight and everything. And there we go. Bottom 2 for the hot end tip working. Front working as well. A little bright, hard to see, but yeah, no, we have light. Thank goodness. That's going to be nice and bright on there too. I am ecstatic about that. Because unfortunately, doing returns through AliExpress is like pulling teeth. So the plan today is to get the SB2209 mounted on this, which we're going to do first because that's just a quick one. And then we're going to move on to putting the rear PCB on the back of the fan for the front plate. Yo, thanks for popping in, dude. Appreciate you. So this will be the rear board we're going to install afterwards on the back here. I'll give you a little close-up view there. So that's going to have all the pinouts for RGB, etc. Fans, and that's going to connect, that's basically a little breakout board which is going to connect to this, which is being mounted on the extruder. So this is the one we're going to do first here. Beautiful friggin' board, man. They cram so much onto these, it's unbelievable. So I think we're going to get that mounted up first, even though this guide says to do the other one first, but that one takes a little bit longer, so we'll get into that after the fact. I think I have different, slightly different, but pretty much the same. You're going to take off these little thingamajiggies. Little stickers covering the holes there. And one down. And two down. I believe that's going to be mounting like that. And 2x10s. Get these through here and thread it in. Those look a little long for that, but they call for 10s. Oh no, I suppose they have to go straight through into the extruder, so that would make sense why they're a little long. Doesn't thread into that. Alright, and the riser is installed. That's a little tight. Don't like how tight that is, so I'm going to undo it and I'll put it through and let it strip just a little bit. The threads on the riser is a little tight on one side. Let's get that in there and let that just strip it a little bit. There we go. Now she's free spinning in that hole. The hole was a little bit tight, boys. She was a little bit tight. There we go. Got that one to free spin in there some. Get the second one in there, and then we can get her mounted onto the extruder. Oh, we're looking good. All right. Man, that plug is close in there. Might have to back these out just a tad bit, just so it lines up flush, and then I can screw it in. Yeah, look like they're lining up good. I should be able to access everything from the inside there, which is good. And once that screws down, so that should line up some more. Yeah. One screw in. Two screws in. That is now mounted. Sweet. Looks good. That's awfully close to that though, man. See if I flip that over, I don't like where that would be facing. That's a very close fit in there for the power plug for the hot end. Make sure that actually fits in there before I continue on. It does not. So I might have to flip my motor over. That kind of sucks. But there should still be space on the top for that to go through. On the opposite side there. I think the back of that will be open. Ah, yeah, they did mount it up there. Of course they did. Of course. That's why I don't like following YouTube guides. I'd rather follow the official friggin' guide, man. Pain in the ass. Just bear with me. Let me flip that motor over because my OCD is not going to let that slide. That'll only take 2 seconds. Bing, bam, boom. Flip that. Let me get this washer and the M3x8 back in there. I knew that kind of looked weird. Just gonna do this with the tweezers, be a heck of a lot easier. I don't like the way that's sitting. Yeah, I really don't like the way that's sitting. Does not seem right. Dun, 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 dun. Because now my teeth are not gripping on the extruder. Now they're gripping. There might be a different mount for this one, because I think I've got the wrong instructions up. This one looks a little bit different than what I have. I hope I don't have to print a different different extruder. My motor is right up against the capacitor there, like right up against it. I don't like that. Like it's all fit into place, it seems. Everything's snug into place. But man, that is like right up against that capacitor. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Like right there. Right there. The edge of my motor is touching that capacitor. I don't know how I feel about that. Excuse me. So there's got to be a GitHub for this. Bear with me for a minute there, guys. Hold it up close and let me see. Right at the tip of my tweezers there. See that capacitor? That is definitely touching that. And I did notice there's 3 plugs in behind there that are being bent down a little bit from this edge. It's nearly impossible to see through there. But yeah, right up in there, there's 3 pins that are being bent down because of this bracket out here. So I'm just looking on the, yeah, I got the board spacers in there. Yeah, it's on the back. Like everything else seems to be great. It's just that capacitor is definitely touching that motor. SB2209 USB. Manual 1.0. Okay, this one looks a little better. Let me download this one right quick. Let me go back in the adapter PCB. Yeah, I know all that. I know Adapter. Yeah, that spacer is definitely a little different. I'm gonna open that up compared to the other one. Might have to reprint that spacer, which will only take like 5 minutes, luckily, but I can continue on to the faceplate. Yeah, that don't seem right. That don't seem right at all. I think I downloaded the wrong instructions. I got the right ones now. I'm on the Big Tree Tech EBB SB2209 USB, and the spacer is clearly different from the other one that I had downloaded. Where is the other spacer? Yeah, I think I printed the Voron spacer like an idiot. Bear with me for a sec here. Yeah, PCB spacer from them. Let's see the difference. Yeah, they're different. That was my own stupid mistake. Give me a sec here. I'm gonna go start that up right quick. That will do it. There are other cable cover. That cable cover is going to be different too. How much different is that cable cover? Quite a bit. Damn, man. Alright, cable cover can go on later, so I'm just going to print the... Yeah, the extruder spacer, or the main body's different too. Yeah, you can see where they cut out a little space. That's a pain. Should have friggin' looked at that. So it looks like I'm going to have to do a few prints today. USB cable anchor. Oh, that's just for the adapter for the DIN rail. Okay, that one I can do later. That one I can definitely do later. Yeah, I should have friggin' realized that. But for now, I'm just gonna print the spacer right quick. Then I can get it mounted at, no, I can't even do that. Because I gotta wait for the new main body anyways. Luckily, there's not really too much to the main body that I'll have to do. Just put what, 2 heat inserts in. Yeah, that's probably why the capacitor was hitting that motor too as well. So, oh no, it'll be 3 heat inserts, I think. Yeah, 3. So that's not too bad. All right, let me get those started right quick, and then we can move on to the PCB that goes on the. Because I don't think there's anything different about the front plate. So let me get those started. Oh, come on. Why is that like slightly tilted? I'm gonna re-add those in. Yeah, so unfortunately that'll be a 4-hour print, but that's fine. Can re-get back at that later. It's the part I've already done anyways, so bear with me for a sec so I can get that started up, and we'll move on to the PCB on the back of the. Where is my USB at? Oh, I did have my desk all organized. Oh, there it is on the floor. Okay. Oh, it's all learning curve, setback after setback. least I'm going to do it the right way, so. Alright. So it's just those, new spacer. Cable anchor. Okay, so I think that's everything. Let's go back to the manual. That's all later stuff. That's later. And that's what we're going to be on to. Just give me a sec here. Sorry about that. I had a quick phone call. Get this booted up. Start that and I'll be good to go. Kind of set it and forget it. The old infomercial. Set it and forget it. But I won't be streaming for 4 hours, so I'm just going to rebuild that part later. But again, that's not really a huge miss-out anyway, because I basically got that assembled. Just need to put the new parts on it. Now those were printed way before I even planned to buy that board anyways, so not a huge loss at least. Okay, so those are started up. Yeah, because I bought this new board and stuff, I had to print new pieces which I had already had printed that were based off not using those new pieces. So I got those fired up. Excuse me, I got those fired up right now printing. That's why I'm glad I got another roll of the same color filament for exact stuff like this because of those reasons. So on a different note, now I can kind of start on this. It just kind of shows me my... just kind of wire it however I deem necessary, I suppose. Not a whole lot as far as actual... That's alright, Tom. I'll work around it, man. It's no big deal. SB2209 USB. Manual. What's the difference on this one? It looks like the exact same. Okay, yeah, that looks pretty much the same, so... Although it does not show anything about mounting this on here, which is kind of weird. What did this one say to use? M3x10. Those are not the 10s. That's not the 10s. I gotta grab some M3x10s. I think I have M3x10s in here. Those are bigger than 10s. Do I not have any M3x10s in the bag? I think I might have to dig around for some M3x10s. Oh no, I think these are the M3x10s here. Yeah, those are the M3x10s. Cool. Sorry, I gotta keep tabbing back and forth there. God, I better not need spacers for this too. No, it's the same user manual I have. I don't know how I feel about that either. Does this need a spacer as well? That's super weird. None of these are... Download this one too and take a look at it. Yeah, still no actual install pictures. Seems like the pins on the back of the connector that connects to the other board is lifting it slightly. User manual. No, that's something different. Hey, Diz, thanks for popping in, dude. Appreciate it. Just keep running into weird side issues, but slowly getting through it. I think this... 5-volt O's definitely goes like that. I just don't like how that is hitting underneath. Yeah, I think it should be okay. It's not that crazy high up on one side. I want to make sure that when it actually goes into there, it's not going to be crooked. I don't know, it fit. Still not a fan of how that's sitting. I'm assuming it should be okay, but looks to be sitting all right. So I really dislike how there isn't really any pictures or telling you even what screws to use for this one. I mean, it can't be dramatically different from, or shit, I don't even think this one shows it. What the hell? This one does. Yeah, I mean, before installing, I know that. And there are no, that's what I got in there is a BHCS. Yeah, that's right. Just feels like there should be a washer under the other side, but I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. What about you, Tom? On yours, does the piece behind here raise it just slightly because the little solder joints behind that are touching the printed parts around it, or like I mean it's in there. It just I don't know how much I like that it's lifting itself a little on that corner. Runs out of keys. What that's bonkers. I've never heard. What the heck? It's like that's your job is to supply the keys. That's the craziest thing I ever heard. I'm gonna send you a picture right quick there, Tom. Out of Valheim keys. Valheim of all games? Really? Rob kills Valheim. Sorry, I'm just messaging Zybertech there just to try and get some insight if that's okay, if that's raised slightly because of the solder joints in the back. Oh, yours is different. The funny thing is, I can't even find any videos of this thing being installed. Like, is this thing brand new and just nobody has used it? Like all these boards I'm seeing in these YouTube videos, they're all different from the one I have. So yeah, Tom, I don't know if you can hear me, but like, okay, so just when installing this board here, it just seems like because of the solder joints on the back there, it raises it up a little bit, and this side sits a little bit lower because there's no PCB or no solder joints behind it. So it almost seems like the board is like angled a little bit like that. Like it definitely doesn't seem completely straight, that's for sure. Because of those solder joints behind there raising it up some. And like I said, I can't find any documentation on people actually physically installing it onto their Stealthburner. Not this specific one, anyways. Oh, there isn't anything that you can really do, Tom, but I mean, I could cut them off, I suppose, but that doesn't exactly tickle my fancy. They're not overly long, that's the thing. Like, but it's enough that it's hitting. I think what it's hitting is the little lever that I assume holds the fan in spot. So maybe I'll just snap that off instead. Like, it seems like it's, if you can see here, it seems like it's hitting this printed little lever here. I almost feel like I should snip off the tip of that instead. They're not touching anything metal. I just feel like Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to nip off the plastic instead. Yeah, I feel a little safer nipping the lever. I mean, I know I'm not hitting anything, but that lever's doing fuck all. Because once I... Bing! Fucking... That was like some one of those spit cans in the Wild West. Pew! All right, let's give that a try. So, I mean, once I get the screws in, that lever ain't doing shit anyways. I mean, really, the lever isn't doing anything. Yeah, that lever really wasn't doing shit. Let's give this another go. Yeah, that's sitting much, much better. Yeah. Yeah, I feel way better about that already. Yeah, I feel better about that. The Valheim is pretty decent, man. I'm a fan of that game. Yeah, yeah. I feel way, way better about that, Tom. Yeah. Okay, well, that gives me a little sense of ease. RGB is right there, so geez, I can cut those real short. So next I gotta start crimping shit. Cricket? These stupid bags, man. Trash. Trash bag. Whoa, look at them crimps. That don't look fun, boys. Damn. So fan 1, fan 2. This should actually be pretty easy. What's that 5-volt O and 4L fan do? I don't know. I don't think I need either of those, but... Ah, yeah, the CAN bus. Yeah, and that's what I'm finding for all the guides is all the CAN versions of it, but I can't find any of the USB versions anywhere. Like I have the guide from Big Tree Tech, but again, it shows no pictures about mounting or anything like that. It's just showing you, you know, which plugs you're using, da 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 da, and so forth. And these ones are pretty small, but they're just kind of like regular JST ones, but a little. Are they regular JST ones? I'm Ron Burgundy. They're definitely smaller than regular JSTs, but they do look identical to regular JSTs. Oh, these are all the same. Okay. Well, some of these I might not even need, which is kind of sweet. All right, let me snip these off at a safe length here. I'll do the RGB first. Always leave yourself a little extra. Always. I wish I had good wire cutters, so it's going to be the teeth. Let me get this little razor blade out. That'll cut through the sheathing really well. There we go. One down. Just like to heat it just a little bit. Clean up that cut some. I'm going for blue. Oh, okay. I actually do like putting a little bit of solder on the end of these. Oh yeah, okay. That's like 3 different sizes. I think mine are these ones. Single pour 3-pin. Yeah, okay. I think I might actually put a little bit of solder on the end of these just so they don't come undone. Alright, there we go. Should do clean up just a little off the back here. There we go. Okay. Alright. Just give me a minute. I'm gonna hop outside for a sec. I gotta make a call right quick to figure out what's going on for supper. I'll be right back and continue on with this for a little bit until I gotta bounce and make supper. So I will be right back. I'm gonna go check the mail while I'm out there because I am expecting a package. I don't know if it's coming today, but all the delivery apps and stuff like that have been incredibly terrible, so I'm not relying on getting a notification for something. So yeah, I'll be back in probably 2 minutes. All right, I'm back. I will have to hop out shortly to do some supper. I'm going to stick a little bit of solder on the tip of these. And crimp this, and maybe another one. I should have time to do another one. Plug my soldering iron into. Want to at least get this one crimped. Get the bad boy soldering station on. Love this thing, man. Oh, it's so nice. Get a little bit of some flux and some solder. Flux these a little bit. Luckily, don't need much solder at all. And that is heated up already. Man, that's some nice. Go. All right. Should be enough solder on there. Snip just the tiniest bit off those. They really don't need to be all that long. Straighten them out just a touch, and I should be good to go for some crimping. Okay. Let's get these silly crimps done. I assume these ones, man, they look just like JST connectors. These are definitely not those ones. Those are for that, I believe, yeah. So. These are definitely smaller. I used a smaller gauge spot on my crimps. One down. See if we can get them all. Big bong 902. Wish I could still appreciate a good bong. 2. Excuse me. That's 3. Now what I do is that's my little trick for crimps. I don't know if it's a common thing, but because I put that little bit of solder on there, I'll just heat it up just slightly. And hopefully it should stick to the crimp. So got positive on the right. Ugh. Next up is blue. Get in there, you frigger. And black on the left. All right, we're in. I'm going to replug in these just to see make sure they're still in there properly. They're there. Make sure the crimps are good. Fingers crossed for me. If this works, I will plug it in, and that'll be that. Blue. Oh, yeah. So far, so good. Hey, there we go. We got light. Crimps are good. All right. Phew. I did not want to have to do that again. Hopefully, I won't. I definitely could have shortened that cable a little bit, but what we'll do is we'll just bend her just slightly along the side here. Kind of angle it. This is a tight fit. She a tight fit. Dang. It's a real tight fit. Probably could have angled it over that way instead, but we're in. All right. First crimp done and connected. Doesn't look too bad either. Happy with that. Luckily the others are only 2 pins, so that shouldn't be too terrible. I do have to get that fan will go there. This one will probably loop around here. Which should still give me enough space. Oh yeah, I'll have all kinds of space there. Awesome. Awesome. First one went good. I should have friggin' separated these before I cut it. Damn it. There we go. I suppose it doesn't matter which fan I put where because I can just program it in the config at a later time. Cool. Get a little bit of solder on there. A little bit of flux first, then some solder. Some solder. That should be enough. And 2 more crimps. Yeah, I should be able to. I mean, ideally, it would be nice to get all 3 of these done before I start supper, but. Yeah, okay, cool. I kind of figured that. One crimp done. Me saying crimp all this much makes me want to have friggin' shrimp. I love shrimp. Oh man, do I ever love shrimp. Two crimp done. I'm just going to heat that up just a little bit to make that solder stick to the crimp for a little bit extra strength. Definitely an extra step that's probably unnecessary, but... Alright, so we got positive and we got negative. Negative on the left, positive on the right. Man, these are a tight fit in there. Holy crap. Where's my tweezers? Literally just had... Oh. Man, that is super tight. Well, got them in the right way, so... There we go. Alright, got one in. I'll go for the positive now. Guess just kind of gotta get it lined up absolutely perfect. There we go, that one went in significantly better so far. Yep, alright, cool. Suppose I could probably check continuity of these as I'm going along. That will probably be the smart thing to do. No, I'm using all my USB cables. So I can't even... Get the old multimeter out. The multimeter. Actually, I probably could just might have to grab another USB and just use my little breakout board right quick, just to make sure it's powering on. Do I have a spare plug here? I do. I have to turn off the soldering iron though, because I need the spot. All right. Let me get my little board here. Let's switch this over to 20 volt. 011. 011. There we go. That's on 20 volt. No, that's backwards. Black is ground. Pop these off for a second. Yeah! Yep, we have movement. Sweet. Perfect, okay. These things are friggin' amazing for testing stuff really quick. Can't recommend these breakout boards enough. I got like 10 of them for like $3 on AliExpress. They're amazing. All right. Fan done on that one. Awesome. Kind of tuck this behind the screw here. That should be good. So that's going to cover that anyways. It's going to be flush up against that. So, yeah, all right. 2 for 2. So I can mod them for my friend. Yamaha. That's a motorbike, right? Yamaha R6. No, in the hard way. Let's split this first. What are you doing to mod them? Like just putting better lights in them, or? Yeah, I think I'm gonna finish up this last crimp and then I'll have to end the stream a little early because I gotta go get some supper and stuff done. And when those other parts are done printing, I'm probably just gonna reassemble those, and they'll be pretty much good to go. I'll be pretty far along on the tool head, so that's cool. Oh, Halo's an RGB, nice. That's pretty sick, actually. Okay, so I gotta get rid of that USB thing for a minute and plug my soldering iron back in. Running out of plugs, man. I gotta get some cheap webcams or something like that, so I don't have to keep using cell phone chargers left, right, and center to power these freaking things. Mind you, they are great quality and they're free. They all need fast chargers if I'm using the webcam the whole time, so. And soldering station is heated up. Alright. 2 more crimps, let's go. And then I can, I'll test that fan right quick as well. And we'll call that much more successful stream than yesterday, we could call that. No. Not that I didn't enjoy yesterday. I just didn't enjoy having a broken part. But I stayed up having lots of liquids and managed to rebuild the actual RGBs, and yeah, as I showed you guys earlier, it does work, so I see that as a win. Alright, successful crimp. Heat up the little bit of solder I put on there like I always do. Feed these into another 2-pin. So we got positive on the right, negative on the left. There's a little bit of the cable coming out the side of that, though. There we go. Alright, that one's in. Shut that off. Sure that's right. Positive on the right, negative on the left. Yeah, okay. Let me hook up my, forget exact name for it. It's not a breakout board. I forget what it's called. But man, they're friggin' awesome. Switching board, that's what it is. USB-C switching board. Plug them in first, and then I'll hook that up. All right. All right, fingers crossed. Oh. Yeah. All right. 3 for 3. I'm happy about that. This one's going to be tough to plug in. Plug it in, plug it in. I would like to plug it in. That's what I'm trying to do. Probably could just unscrew it and plug it in. If I can't fit it in here, that's what I'm going to end up doing. Oh, no, I got it. Yay. Let's go. And just rearrange these wires just a touch. All right, we did it, boys. There we go. Get a final view before I end stream and head out. I'm very, very pleased with everything that happened, aside from having to print the new parts. But I mean, that's 5 minutes of work, so that's not a huge deal. And 5 minutes of work for doing it right is the main thing. So here's the final product. Cable. Oh my god. Holy brain fart. Cable organization. There we go. Cable organization looks good. I am pleased with that. So we got the RGB hooked up. Both the fans, layer cooling fan and hot end fan. Yeah, super pleased with that. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I am very, very happy with that. Everything's flush, nothing sticking out. Yeah, that's awesome. Super, super pleased with that. All right. Unfortunately, I would have loved to have kept going, but I think I have, I don't know. Let me go check right quick, see how long I do have left on the prints there. Oh, yeah, I've got at least another 2.5 hours to go. I think it was a 4 hour, 4 something hour print, so I'll let that run. I'll finish that up later after supper, and yeah, hopefully that'll all work good. I'll probably, like I said, I'll probably wire that up off stream because I already did most of the extruder, and all that's gonna happen is that's just going to screw onto the side of the extruder. So that shouldn't take too long, providing that everything works out well. And then hopefully this week coming, I'll be getting more parts. Monday's a holiday, so I might do up a stream on Monday, aka tomorrow. If I do, there's a good chance it'll probably just end up being my A and B motor mounts, most likely. Um, and maybe the front idlers and stuff too as well. But I might just start with the motor mounts for now. Get those assembled, the bearings and all that. That should be pretty good and pretty simplified for the most part. But super happy I've got this stuff done so far. And yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out and showing support. Every little bit helps. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll be back for the next stream. And like I said, I'm hoping all my metal. That's really what's holding me back right now. Aside from the print bed, I still got to raise a little bit of money to get the build plate and stuff like that. But right now, the extrusion, the metal framing for it is the big thing I'm waiting for. I've been waiting. God, it's got to be going on 20 plus days now. But it was in Ontario yesterday morning, like midnight the night before. So it said it was in Ontario, so that shouldn't take too long to get here. It says the 21st. It would be nice if it came on Tuesday so I could start assembling. But if not, like I said, Monday and Tuesday will probably just be motor mounts and idlers set up most likely, because that's pretty much all I can really do at the moment until I get that extrusion. I can start assembling the bulk of everything and get all that hooked up. But yeah, again, I appreciate you guys hanging out. Like, share, subscribe, all that goodness. You guys enjoy your night, enjoy your holiday tomorrow, and I should be on for a stream tomorrow. Have a good night, y'all. Peace.